Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is going to be my quick review for The Color Purple, the 2023 version, okay? This came out yesterday on Christmas Day, okay? Happy, well, it ain't Christmas no more, but Merry Christmas after the fact, okay? And happy almost New Year, okay? This will not be long. I just did not feel like doing a pre-record and then have the edit and upload. So I was like, girl, go live real fast and let it be that, okay? So thank you to those who watch live, but also those who would end up watching the read of the play in this middle of the evening on Tuesday, okay? Now look, y'all know a few things already. So please subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment in the comment section. You can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok, okay? Now look, I feel like everyone, well, at least everybody should have already seen the original Color Purple. I know a lot of people may not have seen the Broadway play that came out already or whatever, but, you know, it all is kind of the same thing. However, they combined the movie, they combined the play, and came out with the 2023 version, which was sort of kind of a musical because it was a lot of singing and dancing around there. And surprises here and there. So if you have not seen The Color Purple, the 2023 version of the movie, if you do not want any spoilers, if you do not want to know who was the guest appearance, if you do not want to know what could have changed between this and that, log off. If you do not want to know what happened in this movie, do not watch and then comment and say, you spoiled it. This is going to be a spoiler, okay? So I just want y'all to know first off, if you have not seen it and do not want to know what's going to happen in the movie, don't watch this. Log off, go see the movie, and then come back later on and see that, because I will be specifically saying what happens in the movie. Okay? Now, that is out of the way. Look, y'all, I look like it's holiday time. I have not combed my hair. I have not gave myself a facial. I look real. I just look plain. You know what I'm saying? You know, I look real plain. And that's okay because I am technically on vacation. So I wanted to be comfy and warm and come to y'all or whatever. And my same hoodie that I wore yesterday is a hoodie. Okay. So don't judge me. Judge yourself. Okay. Judge yourself. Anyway, we went yesterday, me, my mom, my sister, and my nephew to see The Color Purple, and I can say it was a good movie. While I still feel like, you know, little things here, little itty bitty things there, you know, could have been this or that. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like overall, this movie was a solid 8. It wasn't a 10. It wasn't a 10. You know what I'm saying? But it was a solid 8, if you ask me. And I feel like the people they chose to play the roles did so well. I feel like the way each actor embodied the character was amazing. I remember hearing someone say before that, oh, and this is a rumor, I don't know if this is true, but they were saying, oh, it was some kind of scuttlebutt or some kind of foolishness around. They were saying Oprah had told Danielle Brooks, no, Oprah had told Fantasia, like, you don't have to talk to Whoopi about playing Celie. I feel like if she did not, I like that, because we didn't need Whoopi Goldberg version of Celie. We needed Fantasia's version of Celie. The same way Taraji's version of Shug, Danielle's version of Sophia, even Corey Hawkins' version of Harpo, and then for sure Domingo Colman's version of Mr. Child. I said, Colman, do you be beating people? Colman, is you abusive in real life? Let me know, because you played that, sir. I'm mad at you still a little bit. Now, I'm not as mad at you as I was from Michael Ealy in that Tyler Perry movie with them kids out the window. I ain't that mad with you, whatever. But Colman, to me, really played this role. And if it's true that Oprah told whoever, you don't have to go talk to the person who played the role back in the 80s to play this role in the 2020s of it all. Because they made this movie, I think they were doing it like around 2021 into 2022. It came out now. I feel like each of them played the role within their own realm of acting. And sometimes when you do go and ask somebody else, well, how did you play the role? Because Celie, Sophia, Shug, Mr. Harpo, Squeak, even the damn daddy, Mr.'s daddy, all were fictional characters. It was from the book. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like you should want somebody to play the role the same but different. And while I will say the movie was triggering, okay, to anybody who was ever dealt with domestic abuse or just being treated badly, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh Lord, it is Christmas Day. I'm around here sad a little bit because Mr. Up here beat no Celie, So a part of me also felt like the movie did not have to come out on Christmas Day. It could have came out just the weekend. It could have came out starting on Thursday, and then through Thursday through the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So because it was Christmas Day. I'm like, man, So that's not. But I just felt like it could have been a weekend thing, not just on Christmas. Okay. Because the theater we went to, when we got there, it was empty. It was me. It was us in our 4 seats. It was maybe 2 other people down there, whatever. And I'm like, dang, ain't nobody gonna come? Wow. However, by the time the credits, the movie was about to start, the theater was full. I mean, every seat. I think the only seat I saw like open was a handicapped man, and where his chair was, his handicapped wheelchair was in front of a chair. That was the only open seat. It was a full house. You hear me? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't say hi. Hi, how y'all doing? I just came in talking. But hi, how y'all doing? Yeah, Taraji, we're gonna get into Taraji for sure, okay? Because I was like, girl, come on now. Jaylee looked the same as yeah, my face, my face is still my face. Okay. It was a good movie, but hey, how y'all doing? It was a fresh take on a classic movie. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to commenting into the. I feel like some people have been trying to put negative spaces for 2023 into 2024. I have made a vow to myself to try my best to not make stuff so negative, because that is this evil spirit of negativity, and I don't want that in the 2024. So it's as much as I can. I'm gonna still be petty. Now I'm gonna still be petty and a bit messy, but when I can try to not make stuff, but everybody else try to make it be negative, it's like maybe that wasn't what it was. And when I kept hearing, oh, Oprah was upset, or even I think it was saying maybe it was saying somebody was upset. I can't think of who, but it was saying because allegedly Oprah told, I think it was Fantasia, hey, you don't have to talk to Whoopi about, playing a character. And I felt like it's because you don't need to embody the character as you saw fit. Because who did Whoopi Goldberg have to ask about Celie back in 1980, whatever? Nobody. She had to play the role, and she played it well. And, after seeing Fantasia in it, you know what I'm saying? Amazing. I thought it was the see we went to the Imagine, and so the Imagine, you can order your food and the thing, come sit down, and they'll bring your food. Now the issue for me was, folks, let's get into the theater a little bit. People who came in and then was sitting down and was waiting for the staff to bring in their food. I'm like, the movie has started. I don't care. I don't need you sitting right here trying to put your phone light on the food and have a whole conversation about what you ordered. Go outside and fix it, because now you interrupting my time. Okay, so there's a few people who was like came in a little bit late, couldn't find their seat, flashlight looking for the seat, and then we got the food, and the fit folks coming in and they're talking like, oh, you ordered a hot dog and some popcorn and a slush. Okay, we didn't have no butter, we just had salt. Okay, so we put some whatever it was, but it was a little bit of that. It was somebody brought kids, and I mean kids like 2-3 years old, kids who are too young to know when to shut up. Meaning, if the movie going and I need some popcorn, and they just like they didn't understand, you need to be quiet. You the kids who about 3, 4, 5 years old, they know when mama, and they be quiet. But they quiet. These kids were too young to really be able to control their emotions or whatever. And I said, oh, well, somebody, to me, The Color Purple is not a movie for a 1 or 2-year-old child. Hell, it ain't for a 5-year-old. Truth be told, it is all kind of triggering things in The Color Purple. The kids who were there, the younger, it was one family with like 2 kids who were too young to be seeing that movie, which to me meant the parent didn't have no babysitter. And said, I'll just bring my child. And I don't look. I know sometimes kids have to come along, but they should come along to it. The movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes. The kids who come should be able to really enjoy the movie. Not you have them sitting there so you can watch the movie, and then when they bored because they can't sit for 2 hours and 20 minutes and they want to cry and make noise and run around, and you're disturbing the people around you. And to me, in my personal opinion, your 1, 2, 3-year-old, even 4-year-old kid should not be seeing The Color Purple. Okay, I didn't see it when I was there. I did not see The Color Purple until I was a teenager. I was old enough to watch the movie based on what it's about. That ain't a kid movie. I'm like, first of all, you should not even be allowed to bring them kids in there. Okay, it's make me pissed off. Okay, we got there early enough because our movie started at like 4:10. We were like 20 minutes early for it, and because we really didn't want any, food, because we already ate at the house, and whatnot. So I was just like, leave it be. Okay. So that was the one thing about the theater. But theater, it was jam-packed, full house. Overall, it was a great movie watching experience. I cried a little bit. It was some parts that, I felt like, whoo, oh, post Sophia. Oh Lord, they kissed it. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It was parts in the movie. Okay, but I want to get into a couple things. Okay, so again, if you have not seen the movie, it's gonna be some spoilers. Okay, so as much as people were trying to make fun of, oh, that was weird. People kept on talking about Whoopi Goldberg this, Whoopi Goldberg that, and in my opinion, okay, when they was on The View, and I think maybe Oprah did not come out, I kept on saying, I said, well, Whoopi not in the movie. I said, neither is Oprah. No, neither is Oprah. Oprah was an EP, so she was involved in the making of the movie. But when I'm like, Oprah did not really have to be front and center with production and this and that and that and this. You know what I'm saying? Wait, I had, and see, 11, 13, they old enough to be like, sit down and be quiet. But they're also at an age where if they see that, it's a conversation. So 11, 13 don't mean, you know, that ain't bad. And they slept with me. My nephew, who's 17, he took a little nap, but he then woke up, and it was fine. Okay. But I was like, child, that's crazy. But back to Whoopi and Oprah. Oprah was not in the movie. You know what I'm saying? She was not in the movie at all. However, okay, Whoopi Goldberg was in the movie. Now, it was very hard. When I was there, I did not take any photos. I usually try to get snapshots while in the theater because I want to use them for my thing. But I ain't trying to get flagged, so I had to find what I could find. But Whoopi Goldberg, who played the original Celie back in 1988, I think it was 85. So I was 5 years old. No. When did it come? If it came, I don't know. I was whatever. I don't know what age it came out. So I thought I put out what age. If it came out 85, I was 3. I was 3. So she played the original Celie. She had a quick role. And I feel like how they had her in there was great. So Whoopi was the midwife who delivered young Celie's child when she was younger. You know what I'm saying? Because, we had young Celie, young Nettie, and whatever. So Whoopi Goldberg, when Celie went to labor with her second son, with her son, she had 2 kids. When Celie went in labor with her son Adam, Whoopi Goldberg delivered the baby. And I was like, so it was cute to see she was maybe in the movie like a minute. A good 60, because again, it ain't about that. But seeing the original Celie deliver the new young Celie's baby, to me was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We not gonna leave her out. But I felt like, okay, they wanted to leave something for us to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They wanted us to have surprises. So I felt like that was good, amazing. So that to me was a great thing. A little. Now I wish it's the original Shug Day. I don't know. A part of me felt like whoever was alive from the old cast, if they could have had little roles like that, it would have been great. The fact that Oprah was an EP, that's her being involved. But again, seeing Whoopi, be in the new movie or whatever, lend her face and her energy and her aura to it, you know what I'm saying, was great for me. So again, she was in it. So a few other people who were in it, okay. We have Deon Cole. Now, Deon Cole, who was he's an actor, he's a comedian, he's the first guy. Deon Cole played young Celie and Nettie's daddy. Now, in watching the movie, now again, there's nothing of him online where I can get it from or whatever. So I could not get a picture from the movie. You wouldn't have known it was. I was like, is it? I still think it's Deon Cole because he has no facial hair in the movie. And when I tell you, Deon Cole, even though he did not have a huge role, we seen him maybe 4 times, maybe 4. One time when he like walked in the room, one time, maybe 2 times in the store. It wasn't much, but it was enough to where I'm like, okay, he the daddy, he's a mean soul. Okay, he is for sure a predator. Okay, because Celie got pregnant, and it wasn't because she was it wasn't because she was out here banging other people. She got pregnant at home. You hear me? Pay attention. Again, that's why I said the movie was triggering. So Deon Cole played the shit out of the daddy. It made me realize, oh, he can act. Because usually we see him in the jokey role, you know what I'm saying? He's a funny guy or whatever. And I like him as an actor. And I said, I'm mad at him just in how, you know how some actors, you like, you know, that's Deon Cole. You see the actor, you say, oh, that's so-and-so. It's like, no, he played, I think his name was Alfonso. It was Alfonso. He played that shit. Okay? He looked different. He felt different. It was a scene, you know, when Celie had a baby and it was a second child or whatever, and she's like, can I keep him for a couple more days? He said, that baby belonged to me. And I decide, you know, what I want. I was like, what? I'm like, oh, because that's his baby. So I was like, you nasty. It's against God's rules, okay? But towards the end of the movie, I can say this now, we do find out that he was not their biological father, okay? So at least it was wrong. It was wrong either way, but at least he wasn't their father figure, and they didn't know. But again, pissed me off. Okay, he did great, amazing. Even the scene from the movie where the daddy talked to Mister, I want Nettie. You can't have a Nettie. I'll give you Celie. And even the conversation between Deon Cole character and Colman Domingo character, so the daddy and Mister. I'm like, you two, y'all Negroes, what? How they talk, she ugly, she ain't gonna do this, she ain't gonna do that, or whatever. But I was like, the fact that that's how it used to be, and they played that scene. I'll give you Celie and give me a mule, a cow. I would exchange some stuff for marriage. It was crazy. But again, Deon Cole played Daddy. Lou Gossett Jr., was next. He played Mr. Daddy. I heard she got that nasty woman disease. You know what I'm saying? He played his role too as the father. When he came to the house, I heard you moved your hoe in. I said, not his hoe. Not his hoe. Not gonna show Avery no hoe. He also played his role, in his own way. I'm like, so somebody, is Lucas alive? He ain't dead, is he, y'all? I don't know. I'm just saying. I say, Lucas, getting up in age. But I like how he played the character. It wasn't to me, he was a nicer version of the daddy. Because Mr. Daddy, I'm like, he was a mean something. Oh, wait. I didn't get that. Who was his? So Deon Cole, who played Nettie and Celie's daddy, he was the father of her kids. At the end, we find out he just was not their birth father. Their birth father died when they were babies. And then the mama, I forgot to get the mama. The mama married him, and they just never knew that their birth father died because they were so young when he died. I also want to mention their mother was played, and I cannot pronounce her name. It's like Ajinu something. Ooh, the actress. Let me see. Actress. It's like Ajinu. Ooh, what's her name? Dang. Let me see. I'm trying to find, because I forgot to get her because she had a small role in it too. But I'll see if they'll. Let me see if I can find it real fast, y'all, because I don't be liking. I met Ajinu Ellis. That's the name, Ajinu Ellis. Let me share my screen. Hold on, because this will remind me to do it later. Take that part off. So, back to this one. So yeah, their birth father passed away before they were before they were too old enough to know this. So they grew up thinking that, back then it wasn't no step nothing. That's your mama, that's your daddy. Even if your parent passed away, like when Mr. brought Celie home, he said to the kids, come down here and say hi to your mama. So if you so young to where you don't, all you know, that's your parent. So, they didn't know that wasn't a birth daddy. So Deon Cole's character was her kid's father. He just was not Celie and Nettie's birth father. Now on to Lou Gossett, who played the daddy. He didn't seem mean enough for me. He was like a mean old man, whereas in the original version, he was a mean ass old man who deserved to get water with a little bit of spit in it. He was like, yeah, it was a bit more mean. Not saying that Lou Gossett did not do, good. It was fine. Now, David Alan Grier played, now in the original movie, remember, the pastor, Shug Avery daddy. God is trying to die. You know what I'm saying? He played Shug daddy. So he was a pastor, a preacher. Now, also, I want to show, because I forgot and I didn't mean to. So Ajanou, I'm trying to, Ajanou Ellis Taylor, she played their mom. So she is Celie and Nettie's mama. But of course, in the movie, she's passed away. So we see flashback scenes of them. So what I did love is in the original movie, we never seen anything of Celie or Nettie's mama. We only seen that damn daddy, you know what I'm saying, once or twice with them, that was it. So I like that we have a face to their mother. You know what I'm saying? And seeing the mother be loving to the kids, to Celie, and how she shows Celie how to sew. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that they put a face to that. And again, the movie to me was that's gonna be a long. Girl, I was gonna make a short book on that. The movie to me, I like how we got a little bit more background, a little bit more of the each character's, who they were inside, who they used to be, what they wanted, and this and that and this. Because seeing her mom, you kind of realize that's why Celie, and even Nettie for that matter, were so loving despite the circumstances. Because all that Celie went through, how did she still have such a... She didn't smile, but she was still oh so nice. And I like that we got a little bit more. So she played the mama. Okay. Now, as I told y'all that David Alan Grier played Shug daddy, in the movie, we had never seen nothing about a lady. So Tamala Mann, okay, take me to the king. I don't have much. Tamala Mann played Shug Avery's daddy's, I guess, wife. We don't know if that's the mama. We don't know if that's Shug Avery's mama, but that was for sure because she was first lady. So that was, the wife, okay? And she didn't have a big role either. She had a great singing number in the beginning, and then it was a scene where, Taraji was trying to say, hey, daddy, I know you was preaching about forgiveness, so it ain't the time for that. Ain't the time for that. So I'm like, you want me and half of you. She don't want to talk to her daddy. So again, Tamala Mann was another surprise role for me because I did not know that she was in both Tamala Mann was a surprise for me, and also, Ajanou Ellis was. I didn't know that either of them was in the movie. Okay, so I wanted to give that. I want to be showing people. So her was also in the movie. Now her played Squeak. Okay, and I feel like Squeak did not have a big role in the first movie, and I also like that her is using her she used her legal name, Gabriella Wilson, in the credits for the movie. You know, Gabriella Wilson, you know, aka H.E.R. So she's trying to go by her own name versus just going by H.E.R. Okay. She plays Squeak. And in my opinion, I feel like Squeak did not have a big role in the first one, and so she did not have a big one here either. We see her, you know, hey, I'm Squeak. This is I took joint, you know what I'm saying? But she still played the role fine, you know. I'm trying to think, was anything different about Squeak? Not really, you know. But Squeak was needed. You know, we had to still talk about Squeak was still there. But you know, it's fine. Good. We look it. But again, it was a small role. Fine. Now, I want to get into the casting of young versus old child. The young Celie and young Nettie. Now, Hallie, who plays young Nettie, and then her sister, what's her name? Her name is Felicia Pearl, MPASI. We're gonna call her Felicia. Okay. Seeing Celie and Nettie as kids, it was triggering because it was like, it's easy for us to forget how young Celie was. Because remember, Celie, even though she was the oldest of the two sisters, she was still young. And so the fact that her parent, her daddy, or the man, okay, basically gave her to Mr. Mr. is also a grown man too. I'm like, y'all nasty. But seeing the connection between the actors doing the roles, seeing the singing, and also the song that Hallie sang, she wrote that song. It was cute. I feel like it was young enough for them as kids. So I liked it. I feel like it was a youthfulness to it. Even though in the first movie we were told that Nettie and Celie were close sisters, but we didn't really see their bond. In the few scenes with these characters as young people, I'm like, okay, you can see them as loving sisters, how great of a time they had, how even though life was hard, and you know, when Mr. came looking for Nettie, and she said, "You can't say my feet pretty. I'm a tomboy. I got bunions and corns. You full of stuff. Okay, full of crap. Leave me be. Get away from me. Okay." And when he came to the house, and Celie said, "You know who was that? The devil." But the devil showed. Yeah, the devil always. The devil. Even her knowing who he was and how bad he was, but seeing how protective they were of each other. I love the fact that we were able to see them as sisters, see them as kids, see them need each other because they all they had. Because the damn daddy was mean as hell, and then Celie was with Mr. Now he mean as crazy. You hear me? So, again, them doing hate, Lord, this is Hallie as young Nettie, and then H.E.R as adult. I say the fact that it looked like she just grew up. The people they picked, amazing. It was a seamless because I felt like back in the day, the old one who they had play young and old, I'm like, they ain't down. Look this, you know what I'm saying? I like how this matched. She just looked like an adult version of Hallie. And H.E.R did not have much of a role at all. Hey, Nettie, see, it was that, you know, she didn't say much. So I almost felt like we should have had a scene with just Nettie and Celie, how we had, you know, in the first one. We'd had that here, but still, you know, H.E.R did great for walking up in her garb or whatever, and you know, your kids. It was cute, so that was fine. Even the scene where Hallie, I always mess up her name. Hallie and her having to come to live there, and when she said, you know, he tried to touch me, meaning their father tried to touch her, so I gotta go, and she come there to be with Celie and them. And what happened? Mister tried with her too, and then kicks her ass. I say, Mister, you old mean surly man. So I loved her version too. Now, young Fantasia, young Celie, and then Fantasia. Again, Felicia Pearl, and I cannot pronounce her last name, but I want to be sure because she did great as young Celie. Amazingly great, you know, and the fact that she looked like a younger version, she could be a younger version of Fantasia. Again, I love it when movies, you know, try to find people who match a little bit. Okay, little bit. So that was a good thing to me because it makes it more believable. Because okay, they just grew up, you know, over the years, and now I'm a bit older. Okay, and that's what it is. So I loved that as well. Now the other actors in the movie, Danielle Brooks, who plays Sophia. To me, she need whatever awards is, honey, give her a Grammy. Give her a Grammy, give her a Tony, give her NAACP, give her the NBA award, give her the whatever, any sport, any awards. Okay, if Star Search was still on, give her the Star Search crown too. Danielle Brooks as Sophia. I felt like this, I hope she didn't talk to Oprah, because to me, I felt like it was still Sophia, but a whole different Sophia that in 2023, because a lot of people don't understand. You know, Sophia at this point in time is a darker skinned, plus size woman who some folk can be like, oh, you know, can be mean and whatever. And even in the first movie, you know, Sophia wasn't a huge role. It was you told Harpo to beat me. It was a couple, you know what I'm saying, things or whatever. And the major scenes that we loved of Sophia, she did those, but she did them in her own way. And I also love the fact that we were able to see her friendship with Celie. Because they would, even when Celie said, you know, you told Harpo to beat me, and she said, well, yeah, because I'm jealous of you. You know, Celie telling Sophia, I told him that because you can do things I can't, and he wants to control you. And so because I was jealous, I told him to beat you, because then maybe you would be like me. You know what I'm saying? And them turning, I had to fight my daddy, my brothers, my uncles, a girl child ain't safe when the family means. Them turning that into a song of hell no, and then we watch as Danielle, as Sophia and her sisters pack up her shit because Harpo, I refuse to let Harpo beat me. I deserve better. So it's them taking that one, you know, that one phrase, you know, whatever, and made it into a song, and a song and dance where we see, you know, a plethora of women, you know, going about the house, packing up her stuff, because not today, not ever. And seeing her go from how much she loved Harpo, how much Harpo loves her, but how Harpo's only example of marriage, of being a man, was his punk ass daddy. That's it. And so him thinking my wife has to be as subservient as, you know, Celie is to my daddy. And if I don't have that, what am I supposed to do? Not knowing, just love your wife. And also, in hindsight, this, look, now, people may, look, let me say this. The same way that Harpo was a pitiful man who only knew how to do what his father said, and that's how he was raised. Technically, Sophia was so used to fighting the men in her life, she fought her husband, and she didn't have to. Harpo's issue was It's always a fight. And because Sophia, as she said, is a woman, a woman child ain't safe in the family of men, because I had to fight every man in my life, father, uncles, brothers, cousins, because that's how she was raised. She did not realize I don't have to fight my husband. But that was her nature. And so even her and punk ass Miss Millie, the mayor's wife, Sophia did not know how to not fight. Her life was so hard as a child. As she grew up, all she knew how to do was fight, because that was her defense mechanism. No one had ever loved her before Harpo, for her to feel like you do not have to fight every battle. And we saw how that hurt her in the long run, because she was fighting Harpo, and that caused himself, even though Harpo still, had his issues. But I'm saying, maybe if she wasn't so used to having to fight every man, she did not realize that maybe I don't have to fight Harpo. Maybe him saying, well, baby, why I got to teach? I got the bait. Why can't we can't do it together? You know what I'm saying? So when she was, her Harpo broken up or whatever, she hanging out with Buster, blah, blah, bloop. And we see her at, they're pumping gas. And because the gas lady, Miss Millie asked, you should be my maid. No. When we met, she was mad in her business, get her kids some ice cream. I don't want to be your maid, white lady. I don't care that you are the mayor's wife. No, I do not want to be your maid. Okay. However, because she was not used to not fighting, she didn't think, let me just say no and then leave. I said, hells no. And then when white man run up, let me punch him because he hit me. And her whole life, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. When Squeak hit her, you hit me, I'm going to beat. You know what I'm saying? That was her life. And it was hard. So in the movie, I feel like it was like, okay, Sophia hit him back. She arrested, and now she working for Miss Millie. For us to see that, she sat in prison. That she sat in prison for 6 years. And us seeing how, seeing Celie come visit her in prison. Oh, they said you ain't eating. And, please eat some food. Please eat some food. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep trying to get you out of here. And when she was sitting there, and because she was already in prison, but her face had bruises, meaning they beat her in there. Because if she's been in prison, her face should not be bruised. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that she's in prison, y'all, and then they come on, time up. I just got here. I don't get time to go. And Sophia said to the police, Sophia just whimpering. Sophia, who was this strong, powerful woman who wasn't scared of nobody and fight. And she's whimpering to Celie, like, please don't leave me here. And crying. I'm like, look, bloodshot eyes, bruised mouth. So there, you know what I'm saying? And that scene, I was like, oh my God. Oh no, you know what I'm saying? It was so sad. Then even when she got out of jail, and okay, she gonna come work for me until, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck Miss Millie, fuck her husband, period. Okay. But Danielle Brooks as Sophia played this role so well. Again, she did not have a whole bunch of scenes, but she had enough scenes where she should for sure get best supporting actress. Because this the hell no scene. Come on now. Hell no. You hear me? Let's move on to Harpo. Now again, I could not get me pictures of Harpo, played by Corey Hawkins. He is building up a resume that, in my opinion, the different roles he's played thus far. I can't wait to see what else he has coming, because I loved him in this role. And I think when he was a bit when him and the daddy, because at first, he went Harpo daddy did not want him to marry Sophia. And when Harpo was like, granddaddy gave him this land over the swamp, so I'm gonna build a house. And when they said, why would you do that? He said, I'm gonna build my wife a house, okay? And you either gonna help me build it or give him right. I'm like, come on now. So Harpo standing up to his father and say, I'm finna build my wife a house. We got a baby on the way. We have to have somewhere to live. And initially, who he was with Sophia was great. Now, once he got into his stuff, it was some bullshit around now, okay? However, this was also a smaller role. It wasn't really about Harpo, but the scenes we seen him in, I did like it. Him being with Squeak at the end, but getting back with Sophia, saying fine. Him turning the house they built as a house to the juke joint was great as well. But overall, Harpo wasn't a bad person. He just had to stand up on his own 2 feet and stop being like the damn daddy. Okay, so I loved him in this role. Let's get to Taraji. Taraji P. Henson as Shug Avery. Now, I saw a lot of people say they did not know she could sing. I did not know she could sing before she got this role. However, when she played Miss Hannigan in the Annie live action thing, that's when I said, oh, she has a voice on her. Now, she may not be a singer, but she can sing. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, we don't need no album, Taraji. We don't need no album. But she can do roles where she can sing. Period. And what I loved about this role with her is she played Shug differently. She gave us a little bit more depth into Shug. We've seen a little bit more of her and Celie's friendship / lovership. Okay. We even seen how I don't think we understood who Shug wanted to be. I don't think we understood even her friendship with Mr. or their relationship. Thank you, KC, for this project. Push the button. I love the fact that they gave Taraji as Shug her own song, because Shug Avery of the 85 version will always have sister, will always have guys trying to tell you something, will always have that. Push the button, to me, is her Shug Avery song. And I love the fact that she got that moment. When I was talking with my mom and my sister, they were saying how, they wish that the God is trying to tell you, that scene would have been bigger. I feel like I can understand that, but I also felt like you can't top that moment. God is, honey, should come from the juke joint down to the church, busting in the church doors. I feel like you can't redo that. Let's not, in my opinion, let's not try to redo that. To me, Push the Button was her Shug Avery's version of old Shug Avery's version of the guys trying to tell you something. I felt like it was 2 different things. I like that they gave her own moment as Shug. I like how each character had their moment as the character fully, because everything else we'd already seen. We'd already seen the big to-do bust in the church moment. I like how they still let her do the guys trying to tell you something version. However, they made it a bit more mellow. It was her daddy who, she was at odds with, playing a song on the piano, her walking in singing to her father. It was more about her and her father's quiet moment of coming back together over her trying to oversing whoever else and get his attention. I like how they made that moment about just him playing the organ, her coming in singing and saying, keep playing, Dad. And then it was a very touching moment that to me did not need this over the top church people, tambourine, drums, and da 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 da. I feel like they gave that moment will forever be the original Shug Avery's. And to me, Taraji's version of that was push the button. Taraji came in on a freaking boat through the bayou, okay, and sang, dancing. All to me, that was it. And even in the moments of me feeling like Taraji, I could hear nervousness in her singing voice, but still never breaking character. I love how authentically Shug it was of her. It was her version of Shug Avery. The outfit was the same. You know what I'm saying? And that was that. So I love that. Taraji and Fantasia, who now in the original movie, we know that there were kissing scenes between Celie and Shug. Now, I had almost forgotten. I was like, wait, they was kissing. It was a kissing kiss. It was a kiss. It was kissing, and then the hand on the shoulder, and then a little rub down. In this movie, when Shug is saying she's gonna, she's leaving, I'll be back, but I gotta go on the road. And us seeing Celie say, I don't want you to leave. Like when you not here, he's more mean to me. He be beating on me when you ain't here. Like he's nice with you here, so I need you here. Us seeing them have that closeness was amazing. And then her saying, come on, we're gonna go, see the town. Because again, we didn't even think about the fact that Celie didn't know nothing else besides that house, that church, maybe the store. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know much outside of her close little neighborhood. And so in this movie, seeing Taraji or seeing Shug Avery take her, let's go to the movies. Okay. They went to the movies, which she had never been to. And them sitting there, and then the imagination of them both singing and dancing all fancy like or whatever. And then once they come back to reality and they start kissing, honey. And they kiss in the original, and it was a kiss and some kissing. It wasn't like tongue, However, it was more of the insinuation, like they're gonna do it. And then we see them just kissing. This just, and it was just lips touching. It wasn't no makeout. It wasn't tongue. It wasn't rubbing. It was kissing. And then they both wake up in the morning in the bed. They clothes on, but again, it was the for sure insinuation that they was scissoring and stuff or whatever. And for me, I felt like in the old movie, it was a version of Celie had never been kissed out of love. She probably never been kissed. Most of her interaction with, the men in her life, was taking from her. There was never passionate nothing. It was, I'm gonna do my bidding on you, and that's it. So to me, Shug, Avery, and Celie was Celie's first notion of love outside of her mama. You know what I'm saying? Being loving mom, but somebody feeling and showing her genuine love, and it being in any way sexual was when it was with Shug. Okay. But this kiss happened in the original movie. It was because in the original movie, they were sitting, I think, in the bedroom, and Shug was like, she kissed one cheek, she kissed the forehead. Then Celie turned, meaning kissed my other cheek. And it was Celie always holding her hands up in her mouth, because she wouldn't smile or laugh. And she kept doing this or whatever. And then once Sophia, once Shug was kissing her, like her cheeks or whatever, and then kissed her mouth, it was when she finally put her hands down. And then she kissed her back. And then it was like, kiss, 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 hand on shoulder, fades away. And this one, they were in a theater watching the movie, kids, this smooching, this lips touching, and then they kept kissing, and then it fades away to them both in the bed together, and it's the following morning. So seeing because again, Shug was the woman that Mr. always wanted to be with. And even though Celie knew that, she still had always had this admiration for Shug, because Shug was a woman who nobody could control. And so Celie liked that about her and had this infatuation. And the fact that they grew a friendship and that bit of a relationship, and then back to a sisterhood, because at that point it was, as far as we know, it was no longer about them bumping cooches or whatever. And then when Shug said, I'm taking Celie with me, you know what I'm saying? Because she was protective of Celie. And even seeing her have because in the original movie, she sang Sister at the juke joint. And in this one, she sang that the sister song once they had moved. Because again, they left from there, moved to Memphis. So we had never seen when Shug and all them left, where they go. So it's seen where they went and all that stuff in the house or whatever. And seeing, oh yeah, I was sick and tired, and you were scratching my head, and you made me hum a song. You know what I'm saying? And humming the sister song. And then, okay, later on, I made this song based on that one time you were scratching my head and made me feel better. And I was humming something. I made this. She then sang the sister, you've been my mind. Oh, sister, you want to kind. You know what I'm saying that thing. It was cute. It was cute. So again, I love Taraji's version. I also think she should also get a supporting actors award too. Even once they found the letters that Alfred had been hiding all this. The fact that Celie didn't even know her husband's name was Alfred. I thought his name was Mr. But them finding the letters, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Colman Domingo as Mr. It wasn't a lot of pictures of him I could find. Colman as Mr. To me, he was worse than Danny Glover, because we got more of his meanness. We got more of how menacing he was. We got more of how he just basically dogged Celie and treated her like she was less than human. But for this is the crazy part. Celie didn't do shit to nobody. And to see how from the moment he accepted her as his wife, because he wanted Nettie, couldn't get Nettie, just accepted Celie, and then just treated her badly for no reasons. For the main thing, for the most part, Celie was a great wife. She didn't complain. She did what you asked. However, he was still mean and surly and abusive to her, taking it from her, And when they got to the house, he said, "Okay, clean up the house." The house was a mess. Clean up the house and then cook. And then dirty ass house she cleaned up, cooked food. The kids love the food so much they want seconds and thirds. He then say, "Well, when will you bathe the kids?" And because she had done so much, like, "Oh, that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow," because it is what. And he got slapped. I said, "Why you slapping her?" I said, "Lord, what is?" You know what I'm saying? So it made me mad. He played the role very well to me. Because I feel like when the way he talked to her when she said, any mail come for me, he said, that's my mailbox. And he was just so mean. Even when he went into Nettie's room and tried to take her stuff too, I'm like, that's so, ooh. If she come back here, I'll kill her. And I'm like, not. He played the role, and it was a whole different version of Mr. And because we got a little bit more from him as a character, I felt like, ooh, I want to punch you, sir. I'm pissed off at you, sir. He did great because he had a lot of it was really him, Fantasia, and Taraji, and the most, but really more him and Fantasia, and just the dynamic between them from when he first got her up until the day she left. I was like, I want to punch him in his throat. And then the fact that he was always sitting around there playing the banjo. And we then found out why he was so mean and evil. Because as he said towards the end, when he was drunk down at the juke joint, and he was like, I could have been in Shug Avery's band. And we kind of find out because his daddy felt like Shug Avery was a dirty woman. You can't be with her, marry somebody else. He ended up marrying his kid's mama, but he wasn't happy because he could not be with Shug. He felt like, I should have been with Shug Avery. I was a great banjo player. I could have been on the road. He felt like what I love, I couldn't have. So I'm going to be mean and evil. My daddy did not let me be with her. And every time my daddy down her, I get pissed off. I could have been her band. And because I can't be, the fact that you had a picture of a whole other woman on your bedside and told your wife, I should have married her. Yeah, the shaving scene, because in the first one, I'm like, well, in this one, I'm like, Shug not there, so what's gonna save him? Because in the first one, Shug was there and she had to run back to the house. So in this one, Shug and them pulling up to the house, I was like, Jesus, because he is punching her mouth. And she was crying. Like, okay, I'm slit your thumb. You gotta die today. You know what I'm saying? And I see her saying, the reason I feel like this Mr. is more mean is because we've seen more of him. I'm not saying Danny Glover wasn't mean, because he was mean too. But I felt like there was a more sinister meanness in this one. Even how we seen him approaching Nettie. Like, to me, Mr. always seemed like a nice guy who was mean sometimes. I always felt like Colman Domingo's character was the devil. And when certain times, Mr. Danny Glover's character wasn't that, I'm like, oh, he don't seem mean. This man right here, Colman Domingo's version, I was like, no, yes, that's the devil. I get devil vibes from him. He can't fool me, not now, not ever. At all. Okay. But again, he should get an award as well. Now let's get to lastly. Fantasia. I remember when they were real. Wait, first of all, y'all take one little second and like the video. hope y'all have liked the video. Fantasia, y'all. Fantasia played the out of this role. Fantasia. Now I know she played the role in the Broadway play, but her in this movie, like all the awards, she should for sure get, actress, best actress or whatever, and then Danielle should get best supporting, and also Taraji too for supporting. Fantasia played this role, and I remember when they were making this movie, and there was a video of when Fantasia rapped her scene on the movie, and I was like, why does she look like she's like beaten down? And I was so confused about how physically tired she looked. And when she said, because they was talking to her about how at first she did not want to play the role, and she said because of how triggering it is for her and her, because she's had domestic violence in past relationships. And I was like, she said how she did it because she wanted to show like the transition of who Celie was in the beginning to who she was at the end, shows growth and how you grow out of your past just trauma. And that's who she is in life too. So when I thought, as I was watching the movie and thinking back to her talking about that back then, like before she said, she did that. The video I saw was before she said, I took it to overcome, knowing that she overcame her stuff is amazing to me, and how much you can tell she put herself in the role. And when she was singing, it was one scene of her singing towards the end of the movie, and she was like standing outside her shop, and she would just sing how I'm here, period. I'm here. I have what I need to be who I need to be. God got me all these times. I'm like, what kind of God am I serving? If God took my mama, if God caused me to have that kind of father, if God took both my kids, God took my Nettie. And when Taraji P. Henson, when Shug Avery said, that don't sound like God, that sound like man. And her realizing that wasn't things that God was doing to you. That was men out here being men and assholes or whatever. Her realizing how God had her all this time, from her daddy finally dying, her finding out he was not her birth father, and how in the first movie we know her daddy died and then she got the house. Where in this movie, the daddy died, the deed to the store her daddy ran, she found out, one, that store was not owned by your daddy, and two, that means when your daddy, that was your mama's husband, your birth father, died, and he owned this, and he just took it over because your mama did, it's him. So her finding out, I had a mama and a pop, I had a mom and a pa who loved me, because the daddy, her real father, left the deed and all the stuff to her and Nettie. And her just crying. I was like, Lord. I was crying. I was like, oh, that is so sad. Oh my God, it's so amazing. Just seeing her when she was singing, I'm like, that's Fantasia singing and crying because of what she's went through in her life. I was like, Lord. And even her friendship with Shug, her friendship with Sophia, you know what I'm saying? Her determination to stop being so beaten down. And when Shug told Mr., I'm leaving, we leaving, and we taking Celie with us. And when he said, over my dead body, that's just to give out, that's just to go and give our need. I never asked you for nothing Nettie. I was like, come on. And it was an amazing moments of seeing her grow. Because remember in the beginning how Shug said, you don't never smile? If you don't smile, give up your funny bone. How she did not wear makeup, did not want to. It was a scene where Shug said, if you wear this red lipstick, Alfred won't be able to get off you. And it was take it off because she don't want him on her. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how in the end she was wearing red lipstick because it ain't about him no more. And when I saw an interview, and I think it was Fantasia, Taraji, and Danielle saying, you'll see a sisterhood within us. And because that's what we were. And I like that in this version of the movie, we get to see the friendship form between the ladies. We see the friendship between her and Sophia and her, and we see all of that. Even with Squeak was there too, but she wasn't saying shit. And I feel like I'm happy that she supposedly did not have any conversations with Whoopi about how to play Celie in the movie. I feel like the version that she gave us for this movie was needed. I feel like it was very much so touching because there are women today in 2023 who are living life like Celie with mean men and who just don't know their self-worth and feel like they have no choice but to be who they with. And they don't know, no, man, you here. Leave it be. And the way she did till you do right by me, everything you think about, it was how she said it was like, look, I mean it. Until you do right by me, everything you think about gonna crumble. And us seeing the crumbling of Mr. Unlike how we saw it in the original movie, because seeing, the workers on his land farming the land, and then the whatever it was, the land stuff, the bushes, the stuff, okay, was like we gotta burn the grass. It's beetles. We can't farm none of this shit. And seeing Mr. on the horse looking over his land on fire because she told that man, until you do right by me, everything you think about gonna crumble. You think you're gonna be sitting around here with your land? No, sorry, Bob. Burn all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And everything he tried to do, nope. And seeing Mr. Lead a juke joint drunk and walking through his field that he had to burn, and him just crying in a fetal position, drunk. I'm sorry. I'll do right. Because she until you do right by me, Negro, everything you think about. Because he was still being mean and surly, as if he had any way to not do that. And then seeing step by step, Mr. realized you have to come correct from him, going down with him getting mail as he's laying down in the dirt, in the mud. And the mail, they're like, is you okay? Here go your mail, but you just got the mud or whatever. And him seeing it was a letter from Nettie, grown up Nettie. And, it's saying how, it's bad over here. We over in Africa, where it's bad. We lost our passports. We want to come home, but we can't come home because we don't have any proof of citizenship. And so him knowing, okay, I was crying last night, I'm going to do better. And him going down to get them their paperwork. Even him realizing he's going to have to sell some land to afford to get them the paperwork, because you can, until you do right, because all these years you've kept my sister's letters from me for 15, 20 years just to be mean. So him having to rectify that shit because he's an asshole. And then seeing him come, because Celie got her own store, Miss Celie's Fancy Pants, because she's a seamstress. She can make clothes, okay? And seeing how a woman, taking over the store that was rightfully hers, okay, and having to be a success and whatnot, and then seeing Mr. come in there, oh, hey, Miss Celie, I just want to, I don't want to bother you, you know what I'm saying? But you think I could buy some pants from you, please? And she was, and seeing how she's like, what the fuck is he doing here? What is you? And then seeing, but even Celie realizing this ain't the same Mr. Because Mr. had to come to her on humble knee. Because everything he thought about before he did better was crumbling. So him having to come to her as humble as he could, and then also bringing her stuff that she left at the house, because when she left, she left. So her favorite picture of Shug, her baby's rattle that she had left, you know what I'm saying? All like the stuff that he brought. And he bought a pair of pants, like, how about I buy, pants that nobody else buy, so that way I'm support. Like, I'm not gonna buy pants that's off, everybody, not the good. I'm gonna give me these silvery ass pants that don't nobody want. And that way I'm helping your business. And they ugly, and I probably wouldn't want to wear them, but I'll buy these pants. And then him, like, maybe one day, if maybe she's like, we can be friends. Go ahead on now. But seeing him having to humbly come to somebody who he had beat down for years, because he then realized how worse his life would be if he did not come to grips with how he was to her. You know what I'm saying? And while I feel like he didn't need no redemption, I can also understand on Celie's side, I don't see Celie wanting to hold on to negative shit. I feel like she was that person where I can forgive you if you just do right. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing that little bit of a scene with them or whatever, then when they had the big family dinner, and I'm like, is that Mr. Child, Mr. at the dinner in them punk ass pants he bought from her? And you see the harmony because everybody there. Now the funny part was I say Shug Avery there, but her husband went there. I don't know. But seeing how on whatever level they were able to forgive and at least have that moment of family shit. And then we see, the big old, they outside around a huge tree. And she say, well, who else coming? The whole town here. Who could that be? And then Mr. said, I hope you don't mind. I invited some people. I hope you're okay with that. And we then see he invited Nettie, because he was the one who sent Nettie away, 20 years ago. He was the one who kept them apart for all those years. So, again, as she told, until you do right by me, everything you think about gonna crumble. And so he had to do right by selling some of his land and paying to get not only her sister back, but also her kids. Because Sierra came with Nettie. Nettie came with Adam and his wife and his grandchildren, and then the daughter Olivia. Okay. I still wish there was more of a one-on-one scene with Nettie and Celie. Even seeing them both like singing a song, walking up to each other, whatever, that was great. Meeting the kids, great, okay. And then they get around the tree. I'm like, if they from Africa and she ain't seen them in all them years or whatever, how are you singing the same song? with old, I'm like, how does Shug know the song that Nettie know, and how does see the kids? I'm like, well, it's a movie, but I'm like, how do y'all know the same song? And so it was a really good movie. You know, runtime was, I think, was like maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Each person had a song to sing. Which I think was great. Ciara didn't sing that much. She sang a little bit as Nettie at the end. Okay. But the only, so what I feel, the reason I said the movie was an 8, I feel like, again, Nettie and Celie should have had some kind of sing together as adults, in my opinion. What's that? That may have been my only little hiccup. That I feel like that was the only thing missing. Also, like I said before, I don't feel like the God-ish, I'll tell you something, scene should have been the big to do. I feel like push the button was. And I feel like each character, each actor played their role completely different than the play, than the first movie, and I loved it because none of the characters were any less of themselves. They were all themselves. Each character was Sophia, was Celie, was they each was who they were, just in their own way. And I like that. Each character had their own moments, well, except Ciara. I feel like Ciara's, I think that's why Ciara being in the movie wasn't that big of a deal. We seen more of Haley as Nettie than we seen Ciara as Nettie. Because Ciara just walked up, Celie, and they hugged and said some words, and this is your kids, I'm here. So it wasn't much. There was, while Fantasia, while Sophia was singing, not Sophia, while Celie was singing, you did see moments of Celie and Nettie looking at each other, gazing at each other, being happy to be back, being back. There wasn't a conversational thing with them that I think it could have been, that's it. Oh yeah, Ciara vocals in here wasn't bad at all. Like Ciara can sing. She can't sing like Fantasia. When she sing songs that fit her voice, she's great. She's great. What they gave her here was great. But I do feel like there could have been some kind of scene, because even the scene that we seen of the kids and Nettie over in Africa was more with young Hallie. It wasn't with adult Ciara. So our part of me felt like they could have had adult Ciara. We could have had a scene or two of them over there, but I feel like they wanted it to be a ta-da. We only see adult Nettie at the end, and that's it. But I do wish there would have been, like one more scene with Ciara. I know the song. I think when I saw Oprah say they made like 18 million as of like yesterday, like within the one day being out. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna do great, because my theater was sold out. It was just a great movie. It really was. I can see it going down as a classic. I hope that people don't try to be like, oh, well, I liked the old version better because of this and that reason, because this, in my opinion, the movies don't compare to each other, because the first, the 85 version was great. No role from that version to me was better or worse than this version. This to me was a newer version, an updated version. Each actor, and that goes for the men and women, each actor in the movie were flawless. Like there's not again, my only hiccup that I think is I wish at the end we could have got a bit more of Sierra and Fantasia. But that's it, and even that's not a bad thing, because even the little part that we get did not leave me looking like, oh, I wish we knew. It was like she back, and she back. You know what I'm saying? So if you have not seen it, go see it. I don't see myself going to see it again. I maybe get it when it's on like streaming or whatever. I'll watch it on streaming. But if you have not seen it, go see it. It was great. There are triggering moments. But it's the same triggering moments that was in the first one. There were kissing scenes between Taraji and Fantasia the same way there were with Whoopi, and I can't remember who played Sugar Avery first time. Who played Sugar Avery first time? Let's see, Color Purple. What played Sugar Avery back in the day? What was her name? Margaret Avery. Thank you. Between Whoopi and Margaret Avery, there was kissing scenes between them back in the day. Thank you, Casey. But again, it was great. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, I had to try to get a gossip chat. I was gonna go live for gossip chat at around 7. I may do one at 9. I'm gonna look at the gossip chats, the gossip streets, or whatever was going on. So I may be back live again at 9 o'clock. Do not forget to like the video. Okay, subscribe to my channel. You can comment in the comment section. Do not forget to also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I love you all. Again, this is a great movie. Even though it had me crying at some points in times, I was like, oh Lord. It was still a great movie to see. Okay. I plan on reviewing more movies, you know what I'm saying, in the new year. So I hope y'all, it's gonna be new and old movies. Okay, because I have opinions on stuff. So have a good day. I will talk to y'all later. I'm gonna be live during the next couple of days earlier because I'm at home for the I'm off work. So be looking out for stuff, y'all, and whatnot. But I gotta go. I love y'all.